guys, what's up? It's Paige. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video we are going to be talking about marijuana and spirituality. Honestly, I'm seeing this being a huge trend right now on YouTube for some reason, but also with all of these areas around the world that are legalizing recreational marijuana, as well as medical and all of that jazz. So before we even get into this video, I want to say a quick welcome to all my new subscribers and any newbies that are coming across this video today. I hope you guys enjoy it, and if you do, make sure you subscribe. Let's get started with this video. So my main thoughts on marijuana and spirituality. Well, number one, marijuana itself has proved to be something to not really be fearful of. The term itself being called weed is propaganda set aside from the government, but like that's a whole nother video. The idea though is that we're realizing that marijuana is literally just a psychoactive plant with a ton of medicinal benefits on it, but it obviously affects people differently. Right off the bat, by no means am I telling you that you need to smoke or that you shouldn't smoke or whatever. I'm not here to persuade you either way. I do just find that a lot of people are starting to dabble in it, or people are starting to question how it affects their spirituality. So, you know, I thought I'd give my 2 cents like everybody else. Biggest thing to realize about marijuana is that, like everything you consume, which I hope this isn't a shock to you guys, but you will take on the vibrational frequency of whatever you're taking on, whatever you're consuming. Marijuana actually holds a pretty high vibration, especially if you're in the lower vibrational energies most of the time. For that reason alone, it does have a lot of positive effects because, like I said, you're bringing a higher vibration to you pretty much instantly when it comes to marijuana, unless you're eating it. And I think that's probably why medical marijuana is a thing before it was recreational, because yes, it can really bring you out of that lower vibrational energy, and that does wonders for people. That allows them to live a life that they are happy to. I'm a living example of that, honestly. I had really extreme fibromyalgia before I considered being a regular marijuana user, and then once doing that, I realized how the benefits actually do affect me in so many different ways. But like I said, it's all about the fact that you're taking in a higher vibration. But here's the thing that I like about marijuana and that I think I can share with people, especially if you're interested in spirituality or looking to expand your spirituality. When you get high, as long as you're setting the intention of feeling better and feeling connected and learning through that connectedness, you will see long-term effects that are positive spiritually from using marijuana. I find a lot of people that get into spirituality obviously start from somewhere, and a lot of the time that can be from marijuana use because it does something to your brain. It opens up your brain, allows you to make connections because you're at a higher frequency. You have a lot more freedom when you're at a higher frequency because things aren't so tight and compact together. They're not so black and white. Once you're up in a higher frequency, which you can get to even of a higher frequency naturally than marijuana, you can get a natural high, like we call it, without having to smoke weed. But here's the thing, if you've never really experienced that feeling before of being in that like 5th or 4th dimension that marijuana can bring you to, it's going to be quite a shock for you, and it could be really, really overwhelming because there's a lot of thoughts and a lot of emotions that can come out of that. That's probably why you find a lot of people being anxious or have a bad trip their first time, because they just haven't experienced that subliminal inner part of their subconscious, of their emotional body. There's so many different elements that we have to us that if you don't realize it and you're, you know, operating on this lower plane so much and not connecting with your spirituality, yeah, I mean, marijuana is going to probably scare the shit out of you. Like I said, I still stand by the fact that it can bring you closer to what spirituality actually is all about, which is the sense of oneness. I mean, think about like the hippie tree huggers from the 70s. Everybody had so much love for one another, and people normally as a stoner or whatever you want to call it, marijuana users, you see them as being people that are normally really chill. They're going with the flow, and like that's a higher vibration, people. That's where that comes in. They're in a state of allowing, they're in a state of acceptance. That state of allowing actually correlates really well to being able to manifest things, being able to be in the flow, like allow things to kind of come and go as they need to, allow energy to come and go as they need to. So there obviously are a lot of benefits to using marijuana and trying to connect with your spirituality. But the thing about it is that you have to be intentional. If you are using marijuana and you are doing it just because somebody offers you it at a party for your first time, you're probably not going to have a great time because you're not in your element. You're not in this intentional, conscious, like, okay, I'm going to do something that is going to really changed my perception forever. Honestly, I think the same thing goes into like medicinal psychedelics and whatnot. All of it has a purpose and serves a purpose. I mean, they haven't been using it for thousands of years for it to just go to the government for them to say, this is bad. If you're doing the inner work and you're working on your spirituality and you're working on trying to raise your vibration, you know, eventually you should aim to surpass marijuana. That's completely okay. That's actually where some people just decide to give it up. Then again, some people decide not to. It's just a matter of preference. It's a matter of how you're using it, like anything, in moderation, with respect, and with like conscious intention of how you're using it. So honestly, in conclusion, my personal beliefs about marijuana and spirituality are really good. I think marijuana has brought me personally closer to my spirituality. I just think that it's important that people understand that marijuana isn't a drug, and I'm so sick of people treating it like it is, or like it should be something to be scared of, because I mean, yeah, if you're using it in the wrong hands, in the wrong situation, for the wrong reasons, everything that you do, whether it be drugs, cooking, or making a friend, if you're doing it with a bad intention, like, yes, it's not going to turn out good, because like attracts like. Your bad intention was a bad intention. It's a lower vibration, and you'll attract a lower vibrational entities. And yes, when you use mind-altering substances, you have an easier time connecting with source, with the divine, with spirits, with ghosts, with different energies that you can't physically observe in this dimension. However, when you get high, when you get drunk, when you get whatever, sometimes that's where some people, if you're not in the right mindset, or you come spiraling down through doing this because you didn't set your intentions, you will start to notice that, you know, there's going to be scary things that pop up, scary thoughts, anxious thoughts, just thoughts of lower vibration. You've allowed yourself to be a channel for this type of energy, for this type of information. That's why it's so important to be mindful where you are, how you're using it, how you're going about every kind of situation involving it, because like I said, you're using this as kind of a loophole to raise your vibration. You can start recognizing like a downfall of when you are starting to have these thoughts, because you know, when you're in that state of accepting, you're not really having a lot of resistant thoughts, or if you are, that's when you'll start spiraling. So I don't know, I feel like marijuana is a great tool for spirituality as long as you're using it appropriately, responsibly, and just making sure that you're still able to be a person too, because a lot of people can be very sensitive to how marijuana affects them. So honestly, make sure you're being mindful about it. Make sure you're being conscious about how you're using it, and make sure that you understand that whether you want to or not, by using marijuana, you are opening yourself up to other energies, other dimensions, other feelings, thoughts that might scare you. They might be a little weird, they might be a little out there, but the reason they are out there is because you're vibrating at a higher frequency. Things are coming together way more smoothly because they have room to do so. And I guess the best way to physically describe that is think about a solid. It has all their tiny little particles right next to each other. A liquid is a little bit further and gas is a little bit further. Obviously, the lower the density, the more room there is in between these particles, the more space there is, and the more flow there is, I should say. So I hope that kind of explained things a little bit. I have more to say on the topic. If you'd like to hear more about it, just comment down below, and I may be making a part 2 to this video. But I hope you guys like this. Let me know your views about it. We can have a little discussion as well in the comments. But I will see you guys in a later video. Bye for now.